Trinidad and Tobago, the most southerly islands of the Caribbean island chain, home to a rich diversity of characteristically South American flora and fauna. On Trinidad's east coast can be found the Nariva swamp, the country's largest freshwater wetland, a habitat for an array of aerial, arboreal, terrestrial, and aquatic species, some of which include the blue and gold macaw, red howler monkeys, capuchins, herons, snakes, caimans, and the Antillean manatee. Manatees were once abundant in the waters of the wider Caribbean, but illegal hunting of the animal contributed to the decline in numbers and remains a major threat to the species to date. Entanglement in fishing gear due to indiscriminate fishing practices, habitat destruction, and habitat pollution also contribute to declining numbers. These large, slow-moving aquatic mammals, sometimes referred to as sea cows, inhabit the Nariva swamp and the surrounding fresh, brackish, and marine water courses. Because of their declining numbers, the species is listed as vulnerable and is now protected by law. It is estimated that only 25 to 30 animals remain. Very little is known about the health of these remaining animals. Conservation efforts are now geared towards strengthening law enforcement and towards studying their health status and disease susceptibility. Veterinary students at the University of the West Indies School of Veterinary Medicine have embarked on projects geared towards determining the health of the manatee population on the island. Currently, fecal parasitological studies are being conducted as a first step in assessing the health status of the local manatee population. Manatee research at the University of the West Indies School of Veterinary Medicine is geared towards providing baseline health information that will aid in the conservation efforts that seek to preserve the local population of these animals.
Yes, I was aware that we had manatees. I just knew the name manatee. I know the local word for it was sea cow. That was about it. I've never actually seen one.
I knew what they looked like from previous pictures that I've seen on the internet or magazines.
Yeah, they're found primarily in the Nariva swamp. They've also been spotted in other places, such as the northeastern coastal zones. There have also been sightings in rivers. The North Oraput River is a good example of that.
The West Indian manatee that we have here in Trinidad and Tobago, Trichicus manatus. They actually reside in the Nariva swamp. You can find in a few other rivers, the Otwa River, the Nariva River. And also along the coastline of Trinidad and Tobago, of Trinidad I should say. It's important for future generations, we have to keep these species alive and thriving, so my kids, your kids, can experience them at a later date.
The role of the veterinarian in this, with respect to this project, is basically to gain information, baseline information to determine the health status of our local population. We'll be able to know any disease processes that they may have or may encounter due to any information we have collected. In terms of this project, we are doing parasitological profile of the fecal matter of our local population, and we'll be able to determine what they have would have any pathological effects on them if they're heavy burden or as of right now. We have no information as of today.
In Trinidad, some of the trends that face manatees, a lot of farming around the area, like plantations around the area. So there's a lot of runoff from the soil with like chemicals they use into the swamp. Also, poaching might be a problem. Hunting and killing of endangered animals.
Historically, they've been hunted for the skin, oil, for the meat as well. Destruction of habitat is a big thing, you know. A lot of the mangrove has been destroyed, you know. People in the communities, they would use the mangrove, like the trees, for wood, you know, for fires, for cooking. Agriculture seems to be a big problem too, because what happens, farms in the area, they would actually divert some of the water from these swamps to irrigate their lands, and that has serious implications on the habitat of the manatees.
One, the Wildlife Conservation Act, and the other one is the Forest Act. The Wildlife Conservation Act literally protects the manatee, and the Forest Act protects its habitat from destruction.
Some of the things I learned while doing this project is basically the fact that not many have been seen and the threats posed to them on their population and how greatly they are affected by us.
Once, I was lucky enough to see it once.
This is the first time I went to the swamp, and
We went down to the swamp one morning.
and we were standing on the platform, and
We saw one come up.
one jumped out of the water. You can tell they're nearby because you see the soil bubbles in the water and the trail of bubbles swimming along with that. So that's how you know they were there.
So it was brief, but it was nice to see it.
Manatees are a part of this country's natural heritage, and conservation is key to ensuring that they and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago's wildlife will be here for generations to come.
What are some of the challenges you face?
Getting up early on morning.
What is the question?
The question is what?
It's a game show. If you're somebody else.
What do manatees eat? What's your opinion? You can think about it.
Rana, she don't care much about it. She's searching all over.
Your project.
But in the future, you know, this could be something that another group could do. Hopefully from Monto, you know, they could be able to handle the manatees, get the proper equipment, maybe get assistance from forestry division, government, manatee conservation trust, any philanthropists out there. Can donate some equipment so that, you know, we could actually further the research into the manatees and monitor the health of the manatees.